10 Most Charismatic Wrestlers of All Time. Charisma isn't something that can often be taught or learned, it's just something you have. It's a rare quality that if you have enough of, can catapult you into superstardom. Number 10. Chris Jericho. Jericho quickly developed into one of the best mic men in the business, cutting promos against the biggest names in wrestling. Everything about him was just cool. His entrance was unlike any other, helping him stand out from an otherwise ordinary crowd. Throughout his career, Jericho has been one of the few wrestlers who's had the luxury of leaving and coming back whenever he's wanted. Not something the McMahons can be fond of. Number 9. CM Punk. CM Punk has been the best thing wrestling's had to offer in the last 5 years. His pipe bomb promo that he cut on Raw forever changed the way we looked at him. After that he became our guy. We thought we saw a glimpse of the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. The anti-hero returned. Punk's charisma stems from his attitude. His nonchalant I don't give a shit attitude is what we gravitate to. His music, his entrance, his promos, we love it all. Punk is the voice of the voiceless and perhaps one of the last of a dying breed of an indie star turned superstar. Number 8. Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was a fun-loving heel that people fell in love with. Eddie was funny, clever, and just loved life. All that shined through every time you saw him. Eddie embraced his Latin roots and knew how to use it to his advantage. Whether he was rolling to the ring in a lowrider or lying, cheating, and stealing his way to victory, Eddie was just fun to watch. Number 7. Shawn Michaels. How can you not love Shawn Michaels? The guy just oozed sex appeal and charisma. The Heartbreak Kid was a ladies' man, a heartthrob and arguably the greatest in-ring wrestler in the history of the business. He stepped foot inside a wrestling ring. Shawn Michaels wasn't just called the showstopper, he was the showstopper. Whenever he stepped foot inside a wrestling ring, you didn't look away. You wanted to see what he was going to do next. His unpredictable nature helped cement him in wrestling history as one of the best of all time. Number 6. Rowdy Roddy Piper. Piper's Pit was the first of its kind. With its talk show format, Piper changed the way interviews were conducted. Now there have been several versions of Piper's Pit since, but they all fail in comparison to Piper's. Rowdy Roddy Piper's legendary promos are what put him on this list, but when you add up everything else he did on top of it, Piper became a superstar. Number 5. John Cena. Easily the most controversial wrestler of the last 10 years, John Cena's been put through it all. Whether it be booing, cheering, yelling, and screaming, Cena brings out the best and worst in people. Cena's ability to play to the crowd and cut his promo based on their reaction is just smart. He's developed into a great talker over the years, cutting some wonderful promos in spite of us wanting him to. John Cena is the face of the WWE for a reason. He's been the only full-time superstar the WWE's had since The Rock or Austin. Number 4. Hulk Hogan. Everyone knew he only had 5 wrestling moves, but it didn't matter. His promos were electric, his theme music was chilling, and everyone in the world popped as he hulkied up before dropping the leg on someone. While in WCW, Hogan formed the NWO with Hall and Nash and rejuvenated his career at the same time. He may be known as one of the most selfish individuals in wrestling history, but it's nothing in comparison to the star he became. Number 3. The Rock. He wasn't just the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, he was one of the most entertaining men, period. The Rock's promos were legendary, his catchphrases were unforgettable, and his mannerisms were hilarious. The Rock came into the wrestling business at the perfect time. Him and Austin ushered in the Attitude Era, changing the entire landscape of the wrestling business. The Rock was the man. Number 2. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin single-handedly kept the WWE in business when WCW was dominating the ratings. Without him, the WWE wouldn't be what it is today. Stone Cold was your favorite wrestler, your dad's favorite wrestler, and your brother's favorite wrestler. His charisma introduced a whole new type of fan to the wrestling business. Stone Cold's attitude, presence, and stature were all undeniable. He had you hooked the moment he picked up the microphone. His merchandise sales showed it as he became the most popular wrestler of all time. Number 1. Ric Flair. The Nature Boy was the man. Ric Flair was wrestling in the 80s. He was every territory's top guy, whether he carried the belt or not. His promos were absolutely legendary. The best promo man of all time, Flair could do no wrong. Flair may very well be the definition of charisma. Whether he was shining in an hour-long match, or ripping you to shreds with his words, Ric Flair was it. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share.